This is regarding Parshat Balak, the friendship of the king. Many interesting things we can say about this particular verse. This verse from Parshat Balak is in the book of Bamidbar, which is Numbers 23:21. It's written there, Lo hibit aven b'Yakov, v'lo ra'a amal b'Yisrael, Adonai Elohav imo ותרעת melech bo. Translated, he does not, which is referring to God, he does not look at the evil in Jacob, and he sees no perversity in Israel. The Lord, his God, is with him, and he has the friendship of the king. Now, the literal translation of this actually is not that he has the friendship of the king. How it's really written is that the short blasts or the trumpet sounds of the king are in him. Now we can ask, what does that mean? And who is the him referring to over here? Simple understanding is referring to the collective nation of the children of Israel. But let's understand a few other things here. The most famous commentary, named Rashi, acronym, he says about the word ותרעת, which is short staccato blasts. He says it denotes hava v'reut, which means love and friendship. Two other commentaries, very famous also, the Ibn Ezra and Misforno, they take these words to which are the words of ותרעת melech bo in the literal sense. They render it that it actually does mean the sound of the staccato sounds of the trumpet blasts are in him. What does that still mean? So we know that it actually means both of them are correct. Now, how are they both correct, and what is the deeper secrets here? So now come now and understand how this all fits together. It is written in the chapter in Bamidbar, Numbers, chapter 10, verse 9. That's Perek Yud, Pasuk Tet. It's written there, V'ki tavo milchama bi'artzechem al hatzar hatzorer etchem v'hareotem. That's the key word. V'hareotem b'chatzotrot v'nizkartem lifnei Adonai Elohechem v'noshatem me'oivechem. Translated, and if you go to war in your land against an enemy who oppresses you, then you shall blow short blasts with the trumpets, and you shall be remembered before the Lord your God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. Now, the word that the Torah uses here for short blasts is the word v'hareotem. This word is more related to the word mentioned, as Rashi says, which is the word of vereut, denoting friendship. So why is it used here instead of the more common word, instead of the word that would denote truah, the short staccato blasts? So when we look at the verses that precede this verse, examples are, again, the verses from verse 5 through verse 8. It says over there, Utkatem tru'a v'nasu hamachanot hachonim kedma. When you blow the tru'a, a series of the short blasts, the camps which are encamped to the east shall travel. Next verse. Utkatem tru'a shenit v'nasu hamachanot hachonim temana tru'a yitku'u lamas'ehem. When you blow the second truah, the camps encamped to the south shall travel. They shall blow a truah for traveling. Next. Uvahakehil et hakahal titku velo tari'u. But when assembling the congregation, you shall blow a tikiyah, a long blast, but not a truah. So again, we see all this is referring to the sounds of the blasts, of the sounds of the truah, or the tikiyah on the chatzotrot. Continuing verse, Ubnei Aaron HaKohanim Yitk'u b'chatzotrot v'hayu lachem l'chukat olam l'dorotechem. The descendants of Aaron, the Kohanim, shall blow the trumpets. This shall be an eternal statute for your generations. We see that the Torah writes very clear that the staccato blasts are referred to as the truah, denoting utruat. Why then write instead in the next verse, v'hareotem b'chatzotrot, when it really means truah? So, the answer is because the Torah wants to specifically connect these two verses together. Which verses? We're talking about our verse in the Torah portion of Balak, Utruat Melech Bo, and the one in Bahalotcha, which is Vahareotem B'chatzotrot. Now, understand this. In the book of Numbers by Midbar, it is written in chapter 26, verse 7, that's Chavav Pasuk Zayin, Vayar Pinchas ben Eliezer ben Aharon HaKohen b'yakam mitoch ha'edah vayikach romach biyado. And Pinchas, the son of Eliezer, the son of Aaron, the Kohen, the priest, saw it. He rose up from the congregation and he took a spear in his hand. We can ask, why does the Torah need to tell us this extra words in his hand? The answer is to give us a hint to this that I will now explain. It is brought down that anger is the same as idol worship. Thus, a person must watch his anger, because if he does not, he is considered to have worshipped idols. A horrible sin. When a person goes to sleep at night, their soul rises to the heavens, and it writes an accounting for all the day's doings. And the soul, after that, must sign, using his signature with his hand. If a person became angry that day, the soul only needs to write down that he became, or she for that matter, of course, became angry. And then he must sign, or she, their signature on that page. After that, the person is exempt from writing anything else. Any other sins that they did, they're exempt from. Why? Because there's no need. They were angry. That covers everything. This is tantamount to all other sins that the person could have committed that day. And that fills the page with disgrace. Come now and understand how terrible anger really is. This is why it is written in our verse. And Pinchas, the son of Eliezer, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, and he rose up from the congregation, and he took a spear in his hand. The words biyado, they denote hot anger. Now understand this. This could have been judged from the act that Pinchas did is an outright sin. But his anger was a result of his zealousness to protect the honor of God, and not because of anything else. God, Hashem, saw into the heart of Pinchas and declared, Bekan o et kinati betocham. He was zealous for my sake. Then the next verse continues, Lachen, and more, hineni notain lo et briti shalom. Therefore say, behold. Therefore God says, behold, I give him my covenant of peace. Now our sages tell us and teach us that there is no greater blessing than that of shalom, peace. This great gift was given to Pinchas because he earned and acquired this, because he then earned the friendship of the King of Kings, God. Later it is written in the book of Numbers, or Bamidbar, chapter 31, verse 6. Again, that's Perak Lamed Aleph Pasuk Vav. Vayishlach otam Moshe elef l'mateh l'tzava otam v'et Pinchas ben Eleazar hakohen l'tzava uchli hakodesh v'chatzotrot hatruah biyado. Translation: And Moses, sent them to war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, got to make that correct, the priest, to the war, with the holy vessels and the trumpets to blow in his hand. Now, it literally is actually written, the trumpets of Truah, the short staccato blasts, were in his hand. We can ask, why the specific mention that they are the Truah, and why the need to tell us over here in this verse that they were in his hand? Now, all the pieces of this puzzle are laid out. It's now time to put them all together. The Torah uses these words in our verse in our portion of Balak. Lo hibit aven b'Yakov, lo ra'a amal b'Yisrael, Adonai Elohav imo utruat melech bo, to tell us, he, being God, does not look at evil in Jacob, and he has seen no perversity in Israel. The Lord his God is with him, and he has the friendship of the king. This tells us that the particular person who is Pinchas, who will cause this level of divine protection that is given by God to protect the children of Israel from any physical or spiritual harm. The reason why this is because Pinchas took what is normally the bad attribute of anger in his hand, and he changed it to become a very good attribute of zealousness. But he didn't do it for his own self, but he did it for the sole purpose of giving honor to God, to the King of Kings.